So we're going to begin this unit of ecology looking at succession, and specifically the succession that happens within the boreal forest. So succession is the order that organisms come back after a disturbance. And within the boreal forest, which is the ecosystem that we live in, the main type of disturbance that forests experience are forest fires. And the boreal forest is actually completely adapted to the fire cycle. There are many plants whose seeds require fire in order to germinate. If you look at the way that the cones grow on the black spruce, their positioning at the top of the tree helps to protect them from getting scorched in a fire and allows them to get hot enough to release and spread their seeds. There's other types of disturbance that can happen, though. This includes fallen trees in the forest. This is really important in jungles where they don't have fires, although it still happens in the forest here. Mudslides, receding glaciers, this can open up a new area for growth. Volcanoes, animal disturbances, extreme weather, etc. And so when we talk about primary succession, these are the first organisms to inhabit after a disturbance. And oftentimes these are called pioneer species. And then after the pioneer species comes the secondary succession, which is the second stage. It's the second group of organisms after the primary succession. Let's put an up arrow. And so looking specifically at the boreal forest, the first primary stage of succession is a stage of herbaceous growth, so we can call it the herb stage. And this includes wildflowers, grasses, sedges, and other herbaceous plants like that. The second stage is going to be 6 to 25 years, and that's the shrub stage, where we see things like willow and alder. And then after that, 26 to 50 years, we get the young forest, which is composed of hardwoods, like birch, aspen, and poplar. And these are some of the favorite foods of moose. And so forests at this stage are really when the trees have outgrown the moose height so that they can no longer be eaten, and they have sort of taken over the canopy. And then from 51 to 150 years, we see the mature forest. And at this stage, we see that the old hardwoods have begun to die. And they make room for the spruce trees to come and take over the canopy eventually. Because the spruce trees, they can live for a few hundred years. So we see spruce trees as the climax forest, which has a spruce-dominated canopy, and will eventually be reset by the disturbance cycle in the boreal forest of fire. And then we'll go all the way back to the herb stage and keep going.